What up, y'all? Back again. These are just some mystery history pictures of. We're going to start off with the Statue of Liberty, which I believe that part was there already, the bottom fixture piece, because that was actually changed. It was a star fort, and then they added the Statue of Liberty in the 1800s. This is looks like the construction of, or the piecing together of, the Statue of Liberty. Some creepy stuff, y'all. And that's one narcissist looking face right there. Behind the mask, y'all. Behind the mask. Here's what it looked like in 1886, and here's what it looked like in 2024 after it had gotten the patina on it. There, it was a star fort originally with something else on the bottom of that bottom fixture, and they put the Statue of Liberty on there and adjusted that bottom piece. The bottom piece is almost larger and bigger. Look at all these top hats. What's the deal with that, y'all? Everybody looked the same. Everybody wore the same outfits and things 200 years ago. This is the World's Fair in Chicago in 1893, I believe it was. And it looked more like Rome than Rome did, and then they destroyed it all. So supposedly they built it in just 2 or 3 years. It was over 200 buildings and hundreds upon hundreds of acres. And they said they built it real quick, and then they had the fair, and 6 months later they destroyed it all, except for just a few structures that are standing today. They claim that this was all imitation buildings, which is all bull. But they have to. Here's the destruction of it after the fair. They did this to every World's Fair. I believe that it was there already, and they didn't know how to explain it away. So before they opened that corridor, they suggested that they built these things, these structures, and then they had a World's Fair, and then they destroyed it all. That's my humble opinion of it. But they picked the greatest sites in the world that they were unexplainable, like wonders of the world, so to speak, when it comes to architecture. And they would present these world fairs, and they would indoctrinate us with whatever they wanted us to learn. The world would come there, and they would learn these things, and then they would destroy our real true history of the reality of these buildings, and then claim that they were fake. But the ones that are still standing today are not fake. So it's just ridiculous. You could see through the pictures and architecture. And if those were fake, well, what about all the other ones? Because those aren't fake, because they're all over the place. But they always have some lie in our history, or even lie in our current affairs, to try to cause confusion and another empty city. And this was the start of electricity, the first year, I believe it was. And look how much they did, supposedly. It was there already, y'all. It was already built into the infrastructure. And they used to pull down ether. Look at this. This is sinful, man, that they destroy all this kingdom stuff. Look at this. And then look how small the people are to these things, these monstrosities. But they built them with rickety ladders, and all before 1900. And we didn't really have any technology until 1910, really. I mean, if you look back into our history. But most everything was either invented or created or became a nation or became anything in our world history in the 1800s. I mean, literally, you won't find a whole lot before the 1800s, but it seems as if the world didn't even exist before the 1800s, outside of our mystery history lies that they have told us that doesn't even add up. It won't even fit in a linear fashion, and it's just impossible for what we see today as what has been left. And then when you fit in the biblical narrative to things, you realize that when Christ said he was coming back, it was pretty obvious that it was within that generation that the people that were going to crucify him we're going to see him come in his kingdom and his glory. And he did. They had technology, and it was burnt up in the tribulation heat, the fervent heat. And a lot of hills and mountains are old structures from before the tribulation. Yeah, they did a lot of weird stuff with Niagara Falls and the control of it, and just, the destruction of that as well. And in fact, even the buildings and the machines that would filter and control that water were already here. All these structures and dams and things that they said we built, we didn't build them, y'all. And a lot of the wars that occurred in our history didn't happen as well either. And people laugh at this, and people are so indoctrinated they can't think beyond whatever either their pastor taught them or they were taught in high school or college. And they want to believe that the people teaching them there are honest and true, or the people that paid for the books that were put in your hands are true, when they even tell you your history is an agreed upon fake narrative based on the winners of whatever war or whatever is controlling it. Look at this. This is Grand Canyon, but it looks like Egypt. Now, if you follow the top of these lines of this earth here, you're going to see it's a flat earth. Look at that. It's like a flat earth that was eroded. Look far into the sky there. You got to look at it from far away and see that it was started out a completely flat plane at one point in time, and it over years and thousands of years erosion. Thank you.